NiP versus Greyhound yesterday. The way that some of their T-side pinches failed was uncharacteristic to what I'm used to when I'm watching Tier 1 Counter-Strike. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, they sounded disappointed themselves. As you were interviewing Hetrick earlier, and it sounded like they wanted to get rid of some of those. But it's a good start. Fiku's taking the early kill. Degster in the middle as Config wanted to be quick to try and at least get a little bit of attention in the middle. Maybe try and reinforce that A-bomb site, but he gets shut down instead. So a 5-on-3. And I think now it's just going to be up to the USP headshots. If they can bring it back into this round in NiP, they're in a little bit of trouble. A 3-man peek against Brollan, and it's just going to keep going OG's way. That's a great start.
That's unfortunate because Config actually had the best position for the tactic OG was running. If he just stayed post on short, he probably finds 1, maybe 2. But instead, for whatever reasons, he falls for the 1 kill at A that happened in holes, and he decides to jump off short.
For Config reasons.
Everybody, Twist, talks about Config and his aim and all the mechanical ability that's there. I want to know, in your opinion, who are really the strongest rifle aimers right now?
Strongest rifle aimers?
Yeah.
XL, Rops, Nico.
Who was the first one you said?
XL? Axel?
Oh, Axel.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's for sure.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with.
I would also just put myself there because I feel that way.
I'd put you too, so don't feel like you're, like boasting yourself up needlessly there.
I think K-Serato is really good too.
Okay, wait a second. They just got eco'd. Are they just...
Yeah, I missed it. Sorry, I was
It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys.
Pro players.
It's all right.
It's all good.
Actually, this is something that I guess we talked about a little bit earlier with we talked about it with Cyber ridiculously, I guess, but because he doesn't want to call himself a superstar. But I mean, being able to say, actually, I might be mechanically one of the strongest players in the world, surely is super important for taking a bunch of fights. Like, actually, you could imagine there are many players where if you took that away from them and they were like, and if every fight you have to go around the corner and you're okay.
That must be very fast. Yeah. I want to see a replay of that for sure.
God damn. Like, if you have to swing against somebody, or if it just keeps going.
Oh, the Force 5 wars are starting, huh?
They really are. Oh my god.
He even smoked himself. He had a smoke in hand when he died, so there's just a random smoke between connector and jungle.
Oh my god. Well, RIP so far, 5 versus 3.
I mean, they're finding all the gaps. I mean, if this guy actually goes through window, if Flames takes the advantage, then this round is pretty much over for NiP.
Yeah, this is developing well for OG. So many spaces taken.
The problem is, like, those kills that come in, that doesn't give you any information. You got 1 deek from Palace, and you got scouted from ramp. Like, you don't have info, really. There is no info on the map. And then when 2 players died at A like that, they just swung out mid and got all the control.
They actually made the right read, though. They have 2 people at B defending, and this is where the bomb is headed.
That is true. They've made the correct gamble.
And with the boost up of that MP9, because there's only 1 piece of head armor right now in play on Nico, so that MP9 could really destroy this incoming push if Hetrick just stays alive for like 3 seconds when the fight's happening.
The round is really up to Flames, and of course he gets spotted instantly, so his flank is not really useful anymore.
Oh no, Hetrick. Oh, he just turned around right there. Aleksib in the site, taken down only the single kill. I feel like Hetrick there had to position himself a little bit safer and buy some time, because now Config rotating in. No hope in hell for him on this one. OG, yep, they take this one 2-1.
I'm not sure if NEOFRAG's body was turned away from Aleksib, but a bit of trigger discipline could have went a long way there if the back actually was turned.
Yeah, the setup with the boost and the AK should have been sick, even with the flank on Flames. It felt like that they had the kind of setup that they needed to probably defend that bomb site, but they couldn't. Yeah,
they definitely had the weapon advantage, but I think they just got overrun too. When Aleksib throws down that smoke, it's actually... Oh, actually, Aleksib was boosted. Hetrick threw down the smoke, and it kind of isolates Aleksib as well, because now they only have 1 area to go through, whereas if they chose going through bench, maybe they could overlook Aleksib.
Yep.
So they just narrowed down the aiming path, really, for OG players.
Yeah, definitely took away what you would want for them to do.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's nasty. Those 2 openers are both disgusting, actually. Yeah, because you want to funnel them to the right so that they have that lineup there.
Yeah, exactly. If they actually go to the right, Aleksib can kill them, but there's no reason for them to go to the right. They want to go to the left now because they assume that you're playing in bench.
Yeah. Okay, well, NiP purchased back up.
To be honest, I mean, Config with the AK, Hetrick with the M4, quite a lot to work with if they can find some of the early fights, which I feel like CT side Mirage should be possible to find some aim fights if you really want them.
Yeah, I think he's in a pretty good spot at the moment. If he stays boosted, I think Hetrick is also in a very active position. You know, he has an opportunity to peek window, maybe with a flash if he wants to. As I say that, he decides to rotate the B.
Yeah, no real info gain, but Brollan has plotted himself close to A ramp. Just playing a little bit of info game there, but there's definitely a mid take from OG, and it does seem like this is shaping up to be an A split.
Oh, this is interesting, though. Because he's boosted and up on top of the... They might think, okay, there's no one there, and then they're actually... Oh, what? Heads up play for Nico. He turned around anyway. A little bit of an attack coming in from Brollan. He's got the right idea, but NEOFRAG is there to hold it in res. Now, the only one defending the bomb site, with just the deagle in hand. Cut away, find a soft target. It's a good headshot, but he's not finding that. He knew someone was tagged up. He really wanted to do it. It's going to be another round for OG. Well handled.
Yeah, some things just don't go your way. Rez gets insta-2 bolted through the side of triple box there.
All right, they're going to be forced into a round with maybe, I don't know, a deagle or two, but not much else than that. NiP, not the best start here. That's really well done.
It could have worked for sure. If they're running up connector and he jumps on the bricks, there's definitely a time to surprise them, really.
Okay. I'm throwing this out there, Twist. I'm a bit of a hot take factory, and the one I've got for this is that Hetrick is a better rifler than he is an opper.
I think there's definitely an argument for that. When I think of Hetrick, I don't immediately think, oh, opper, because he was also in the same lineup as Menesi when he was opping for Navi Junior, right?
And he was a good rifler there, too.
Yeah, so it exactly doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure if he is the op solution for them. I definitely think he is a good player for them.
Yes.
I don't think he's an opper.
Yeah, I think he's good.
What do you do? Do you put Rez back on the op?
No. No, he has to stick to it for sure.
But I also will make an argument that some great oppers were previously riflers, and I'm going to use Device and Brokey as those prime examples.
That's true, yeah. There's definitely a lot of room for him to grow, and that's why I still have high hopes for this NiP lineup. I think they have to figure out a lot right now in terms of roles. Like, Brollan's starting to take some extremity lurk positions too, which is not really what he did before. And right now, it seems like there's just so much to iron out that it's taking longer than many expected, including myself.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should be able to do more because you have Config and Brollan, and they're very aggressive players. But at the same time, you also don't take Aleksib out of the pack in any of the T-side roles because you want Config and Brollan to go kill things. You also have to give room to Hetrick as well with the op.
Oh, look at this. A little bit more speed behind. They just come barreling right out of the palace to attack that A-bomb site. Good return from Rez. That'll slow it down. NEOFRAG's still on the other side of the map, but the rest of them are still trying to see if they can find an entry. I think this is a sick call from OG, but the fact that they lose the early battle like this, it just all is probably going to be falling apart now. Bombs in the middle of the bomb site, and Brollan, oh, that's a little bit awkward. Slips off the toll booth and will go down to flames. Oh, well, Config showing up with the headshots.
Oh, man, now just NEOFRAG, bottom of connector, looking for some way to get back in this, but immediately ding. Hetrick with the rifle, gets it done. Good hold there from NiP, just kind of peeking and prodding on the edges of those smokes. Brollan and Rez finding some impact. Brollan falling, though, off the ledge. That was...
Did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went down, but it's all good.
Oh, off the top of the toll booth, I mean.
Oh, okay.
I felt like that was a bit of an accident, but they survived.
I thought you said he fell to his death at the end of the round.
Oh, no,
I was like, how does that happen to Mirage?
Oh, no, not fall damage, but yeah, just a little bit wide there.
You have to really try to die to gravity on this map. You have to really give it a good shot.
You have to jump off the short fence and the under.
Yeah, something like that.
Like 12 times.
Well, they've dropped the bomb back towards T-spawn and just more of a default look this time.
Yeah, I mean, taking a slower approach. I think the last round was very Nexa-esque kind of call. I think that's something that he would have called if he was, playing at the moment. So I think they're just trying to make use of the strap hook still.
Do you have any read on whether Nico would have been a good caller? Like, I mean, you didn't play with him ever, but based off of what you've gathered?
Not really. I thought initially when Nexa took taking his break, I thought that Flames would be the immediate pickup because he was already doing secondary calling, I think. So I thought degster and Flames would just share the role. I think it's weird to bring a stand-in in and have him IGL.
Right. Unless he was an IGL in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Which he wasn't.
No.
So in this scenario, it doesn't make much sense.
Okay, suddenly though, 3 versus 3. OG do have this A site, but right there towards CT is Aleksib.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that Brollan found himself in Sandwich and not anywhere else on the bomb site because he could have done so much more, but he was kind of trapped in there. Config, a good headshot, but he does get shut down at the very least. degster's low on health, and he's not really able to escape that easily either. You can see he wants to try and find somewhere else to stand because of low health, but he gets found instead. On top of the smoke, it's Hetrick to get it now. Fiku on his own. We've seen some really cool plays out of him in the last couple of days, so maybe he could do it again here. Crouched in towards Tetris, going to go and peek right there to stop any kind of a defuse, and Hetrick, he's out of time. You're definitely right about that. He gets the headshot, but cannot win the round.
Good hold from Fiku there. I mean, he was really committed to someone flanking. He really just thought that, and actually that worked in his favor. It was almost like NiP didn't even believe that he'd beat Tetris at that point. They thought he was going to swing earlier, but also the open plant made it very difficult for NiP to ascertain his location. Yeah,
I think he was very committed to holding the flank because degster was playing a very open position on that side of default, and he was only not visible to CT. And he wasn't fighting anyone connector or jungle, so I think he was convinced that there could be one flanking if the CT guy isn't playing aggressive already.
Right. Really mixed buy for NiP. It's not too bad, but Hetrick got that up on Van, and it looks like there's a possible contest coming up.
He's definitely at the right area right now.
Well, they're going to make the first jump through. Flick doesn't really do much of anything, but he's got 2 teammates with him. This is way more personnel than you'd normally see at the B-bomb site, so gotta say, even if he misses that early shot, he's so well protected at the moment. Oh no, NEOFRAG! Those are some really quick back-to-back kills that probably should not have happened. They were in a very brief 5-on-3 there, and now it's back into a 3-on-3. I can't kind of believe that OG have even got away with this. I feel like the kind of setup that NiP were running for defensively should have been fine.
It looked really messy because no one had a smoke out in time to deny the molly, so the pack was cut off from the rest. And I mean, the fact that NEOFRAG refrags both kills is super important, and they also know Config is the short player usually, so he also has to be there so they don't overstep their mark into the site.
Oh, but double push towards Cat. We're trying to find some information here, and it looks like they're going to collide right with the OG players if they stay.
I think they're going to get timinged.
Yep. They're right on top of each other. Nico! There's a little bit of one. Rez nearly taking down NEOFRAG. That is so scary. Looked like those 2 CT players were going to stack on top of each other and just get wiped out. But Rez instead works a bit of magic with the FAMAS at the end. And with 18 seconds left and with just 2 points of health, surely not much that NEOFRAG could do here. Maybe a bomb plant would be something to work with. But NiP looks like they're going to be finding a third round here. He doesn't have any time really to do much of anything. So Brollan, get the round, no problem.
Overall, a proactive play in the mid-round works out for NiP, but it didn't look like it was going to. If Config didn't hit that blinder, just that 90-degree turn to the left, they would have been 2-0 down right there.
I could argue if the spray was a little bit better and secures the first frag instantly with a headshot.
Yeah.
I think both short players do die, and the re-aggression doesn't pay in the favor of NiP.
Right. And this is a little bit of kind of what we saw on Vertigo, where they're just so willing to do stuff in the mid-round, at least on CT side. But I'd say this. I mean, some plan is better than no plan a lot of the time, but oh my god, he was completely blind.
And he also dinks the player at fire.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, Config's in a strong position, though. He probably kills 2 people here.
Oh! I feel like you couldn't see him at all on that bench.
As a short player, that is a very hard angle to spot, and sometimes it's easy to forget about when you're so focused on killing people at the bottom connector or people at the mid ramp trying to find headshot angles.
Well, that was a heads-up play for Flames. 3-on-3 now. The ball is going to be planted. Yeah, and they've just given up.
Yeah, this game is all over the place.
I mean, they've given up the rest of the map to try and, I guess, focus on that mid portion.
Yeah.
Probably thinking that they could crunch it if they all three show up and just find the rest of the players. But it was only degster, and he was way at the top of the middle. Everyone else had already escaped. So they're going to try and see if they can group up. They do have a defuse kit on Brollan, so it's not completely impossible here for them to try and get back into it. But time is going to be running out. And look at the positioning here for NEOFRAG. He's let them slip past. He knows exactly what's going on, and they're not even going to need him. It's degster instead with the scout wrecking the NiP team.
Disgusting work from degster. That was a pretty hard retake to justify, in my opinion, though. Like, I would have been totally okay if they went for the save there.
I mean, you also have to think it's 3-on-3, and they know that they're pretty much eco. I mean, they didn't even really spot the scout at top mid, so they don't know if he has it or not. So they only saw it at ramp before.
Yeah, but look at the time, and a couple of people didn't have kit. At least one of them did have a kit.
Yeah.
So I know one did have a kit, but yeah. Felt like by the time they got out, there were maybe 15 seconds left on the bomb.
It's more of just the unknown. Like, it's not like you had a player short spotting, like people entering into the B bomb site, and you can kind of pinpoint their locations. They had to go into a bomb site not knowing where any of the post plant positions are.
We've played 9 rounds, 10 rounds, and so far, well, 9 rounds. So far, only 2 of them, the bomb has gone up, and every other time it's just been all kills. So it's just been a lot more fighting than maybe what we're normally seeing. Not seeing a lot of positions here where the bomb goes down and there's some sort of retake happening or anything like that. So it's aggressive. A lot of kills on the board in general.
This game does feel puggier than normal.
Yeah.
I'll say that. All right. Early peek from Brollan. Gets a little bit of information, but no damage inflicted.
OG seem to... I don't know if they're necessarily getting the mid for free, but they seem to be able to at least step up in mid to try and do an execute behind it whenever they want to at this point in time.
Yeah, the thing about Mirage is, like, even without an IGL, you can always get mid control. Your player will always walk up underpass and, do what NeoFrag's doing, basically. So I think it's a much easier map to play with just, I think Mirage is a map where everyone can have a voice, where other maps are much harder to understand.
Oh, wow.
This game is really just full of chaos, so, I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to...
Oh my god.
It does just look like an FPL game.
It does.
And everyone's hitting shots.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's see if they can build back from this.
And surely they're going to go for the retake.
They really don't know.
They have to.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Also because the bomb is so delayed, I don't think you could see. OG don't know if there's a third player on the bomb site, so they're so worried about trying to start that bomb plant before they have control.
Nico just flashed himself, and Config swings out. Okay, well, Flames has an opportunity here. He at least knows where someone is. Actually, no, he doesn't. I don't think he knows anything yet.
No, he has no info on these players.
Oh my. Okay. Double swing comes out from Headtrick and Rez. They're able to take down Flames, and this game is really strange. Having a hard time grasping it, as it just feels like it's a lot of defaulting, and I kind of wish NiP just did something as a team. Like, this is where usually the team that's the set 5 should just have something to get some map control. They're losing mid control nearly every time. I mean, what would you do to Twist? What would you call for the team if you were in this position?
You have to fight for mid.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't enough, like, what they're doing. Given that was like a hero gun.
They've cap boosted multiple times now. That's like their answer. Their answer, in quotes.
Yeah, I don't know. Boosting bricks just isn't good enough fighting for mid. I think you need to be in underpass. You need to be on the mid ramp, getting flashed through the connector smoke. You have to be doing way more. It seems like they're fine. We're just giving up control, but...
I mean, also, just to follow up on that, right, there's been one round where they tried to do the quick A palace push, but otherwise, it's not like OG are rushing either A or B that much. So you could probably put like 3 people in middle early on from the CT side, and the chances that you get punished doesn't feel like it's that much right now.
Yeah, it's okay to play retake on one of the sites and be heavy in the biggest part of the map.
Well, this might be a slightly easier chance here.
They've done it.
Yeah, they have. All right.
Nice.
And they're up against squad, an AK and a scout and some deagles. But it is degster's scout, so you never know.
Okay. Rez finding the first, but Nico quick to the trade. And that works out nicely for OG. They don't have any utility, so even finding a kill there is quite nice. But Config snipes him from above. Aleksib's got a lot of work, and these players are much closer than he expected, but they're turning their back to him. Fiku not actually clearing that hard angle, and now Config chiming in from Catwalk. Degster, 1 versus 3. He's good for some of these with an op, but with a scout, proves a little bit too difficult.
I hope they continue to do that on gun rounds and not just have the confidence to get pistols, right? You kind of want them to keep the same game plan moving forward into other rounds.
But they're going to get another round almost for free here, presumably. So
yeah,
oh, that was a force fight. Oh yeah, I thought they just dropped. I thought they had extra money.
Really weird force to not have any nades.
Yeah,
weird force to not really have a plan. Right? I mean, I actually think they missed the window smoke on purpose, so maybe there was something more to it, but it looked very uncoordinated.
There's been a couple missed window smokes in this group on purpose, in my opinion. Like, a few times you're seeing a B pop or something like that with a missed window smoke. I mean, that's generally when you would want to use it, right, Twister? When do you think you want to miss a window smoke on purpose? I want your opinion.
Yeah, of course, you want to miss something on purpose when you want to keep the player there.
Yes, yeah, right. So keep an opper in window, scope top mid, or keep a mid setup in place that make it a little funkier for them just because that smoke's at the bottom, right?
Yeah, naturally, like when you're playing window or any like mid position and a smoke is missed, you want to hold it because you really hope they just messed up and they actually do try swinging mid and you can get like 2 easy kills. But lately, like in the tier 1 scene, like people definitely missing smokes on purpose.
How often do you think they actually miss it? What's the percentage?
Usually, we only see teams miss smokes like that in practice.
Oh,
I think it's going to be rare to see a team accidentally miss a window smoke in matches. I feel like it doesn't really happen.
There's another type of grenade dynamic that I'm still fairly sure is underutilized. You see it on Nuke in the yard where the CTs will throw a Molotov to try and make one of the T-smokes land inside, and then it doesn't really land where it's supposed to. Like, I'm pretty sure that principle could be extended on a bunch of maps. I actually thought about doing it once on Mirage for the top of stairs. Like, if you're quick, you could probably throw a CT Molotov there, and the smoke that meant to bounce and sort of land down towards jungle, maybe you could extinguish that. Like, I'm pretty sure you get the timing down.
There's definitely potential there. It's just, you know, kind of have to dedicate 2 people towards the bomb site. One person spotting A, and another person molly out, spotting smokes.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, there was a slight adjustment here, right? Like, he tried jumping an underpass and looking for an early kill, and he got it, but unfortunately, I don't think 1-for-1 is enough when the T's have this much map control.
Look at Rez. This is cool because he knows the middle is compromised, so he wanted to stop himself from getting shot at the back, although it doesn't really work out because Dexter's waiting. But if he'd got up there and won the fight, that would have, maybe not nullified, but it would have made this mid portion of the push so much less effective. Fiku is going to be getting the kill on Hetrick, so we're back into a 2-on-3. The game is tied up right now, but it looks like OG are in a good position. Degster. It's been a while since I've seen people go for the full all the way back T-spawn mid flank, but people used to do that a lot on Mirage. Fnatic started doing it.
Oh yeah, as a T, like post-plant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in some situations it's definitely good.
Maybe not for the spawn plant.
No, definitely not for that. That's how you throw the round for your team.
Well, they're going for it. Aleksib and Config trying to see if they can get in there. Out in the open.
They have like cold feet, you know? Like, he doesn't really want to like go into the bomb site, but he feels like he's forced to.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like a confident thing to do.
The mid-round play from Rez to walk push Palace, there was... Your strong side there was mid. I'm surprised that NiP didn't call for any kind of mid-swing as a group or anything, and just Rez makes the solo play. It feels
well, mid was compromised, right? I think he started connector, and he moved away from the area because his teammate instantly fell in underpass.
Yeah.
It could be a bit of lack of confidence to not want to keep fighting and maintain the area.
Right.
He also just made the obvious push. Even though pushing A is 50-50, you could be anywhere.
Yeah.
But a player there would expect you to push because you just lost full mid control.
Yeah, just too ready for it. But OG, 7-6 up. Once again, finding some early space towards middle. No bottom con smoke. And so Nico has cleared out a lot of space. But Hetrick, we've seen him here before with the op, wasn't able to find anything, but this time he will be presented a chance, and he's able to seize that opportunity. A kill on a Fiku, defensive utility deployed, and OG are backing on up.
It's actually such an important kill. It's pretty look pretty uneventful, but if Hetrick, if he doesn't get that one, then he's the only one defending the bomb site.
Yeah, it looked like a much easier kill for him this time around, not just some guy strafing around the air in upper B.
Okay. Config able to pick it up, but he's very low on health. And they knew. Tossing in the grenade back into a 3-on-3. Brollan. He's moving out in front of the ticket booth right now.
They really know that he's here.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Would you want to see Brollan just stick where he is in CT spawn right now? He was just pushing up further. That made me really nervous.
It depends, right? When you're on 3-on-3, sometimes it is better to look at his utility. 40 seconds left. He's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't push and risk dying with all my nades. I think playing passive in a 3-on-3 is fine, especially when you're at the bigger bomb site.
I think Brollan's also just so good when he has a smoke and he's whole booth.
Oh.
He just deploys that right in front of himself one way, and okay, well, OG made the right call. Hedrick's coming back, but a little bit too late there, and Aleksib on the swing. Okay, Hedrick is actually committed to this fight, misses the first shot, and it looks like that's going to cost him now. He's trying to dance around this pillar, takes the bomb down. This is huge, but Flames is still able to find the trade.
10
now,
seconds.
Brollan making his way up through market. Bomb is being planted, but degster is holding the angle, and he's able to complete the spray. Long range one at that.
That's a 3-on-3 to go back and look for. Some communication happened there where Hedrick is holding that hallway from market, and he gets called back to check middle. Maybe they thought someone was pushed up in the window. At least he wanted to take a look. But there was some piece of miscommunication there on the CT side that definitely cost them a fair bit.
I think they lost track of where the players could have went, to be honest. I think they wanted to have more security in their mind that there wasn't two players in mid still trying to look for the ladder guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think what really messes up there is Hedrick gets stuck on the shelving in market and he doesn't get to the window in time.
Yeah. Yeah, that lack of info is devastating. Brollan, though, he's onto something new and exciting. You said you wanted to see them play more as a team on the CT side, Maui, but I mean, it's a solo mission, but if it works, we're all happy.
It's good information that he's now maintaining.
It's good info, but it almost seems like a desperate call, right? It's more of just like, I'm going to push because we have no idea what's happening on the map anymore.
That's been a lot of the CT side from them, though. Like, a lot of solo peaks and pushes. Like, Brollan peaked B-Apps with an AUG like 5 rounds ago, you know? Like, they're just doing weird stuff. It does feel very puggy.
It's very hard to cast and analyze this game, to be honest.
It's just stringy.
It's not like good CS, you know?
It's not. It's okay to
like
say that. Yeah, that's just dry peek into these angles.
Yeah, I mean, that probably is important to say sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a trap that maybe, especially as a play-by-play caster, you could easily fall into. Is like you feel obligated to kind of try and say, no, like it is all really good. And sometimes it isn't.
I mean, there's been CS games where I'm watching in like my room and I'm just like, what am I watching? Like, it doesn't look good. I'm just like, both teams kind of deserve to lose.
I don't
like,
think. Well,
not in this situation. I mean, obviously, one team deserves to win.
You'll see if this Counter-Strike game gets any better on the eyes in the second half after a break.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pro League. We're in a situation where it's a 9-6 half for OG an elimination match in the second map, pardon me. CS is looking pretty rough right now, and we're hoping things are better on the horizon.
Really have no chemistry. There was a lot of just stringy plays, a lot of people defaulting in multiple directions. I saw people from NiP playing 3 different spots at the beginning of multiple rounds. But we'll see if the cohesion comes together, because this is where Aleksib is supposed to make his money.
I do think the win condition was for OG, though, to have the trio of NEOFRAG, Flames, and degster to show up, and I think that's exactly what's happening, and I think that's what they need.
So far, so good. They're up. They're ahead 3 rounds. They started with a pistol here. Good headshot to begin with. Flames also battling it out in Shadow. degster's going to get one more kill. They're finally there, but they can't land any kills. Head trick. He's the only one left.
Were there no smokes on this?
Nope.
They just ran in.
Was it really a 5 armor T round?
That's exactly what it was.
This feels so un-Aleksib. I remember all the last OG roster with him, the ENCE roster, had some of the most creative pistols that I'd ever seen, like multi-layered, lots of stages, 2, 3 smokes even sometimes, and this was just running out ramp.
I mean, someone definitely bought utility because the money is not balanced across the board.
Okay, there was a top con smoke,
okay,
actually.
yeah, I missed that.
But it's just that the one play they had with that was Aleksib, I think, coming from mid to pop through it to try to go to stairs.
Yeah.
So the one little curveball, not really working in their favor.
Okay. Oh, geez. 6 rounds away right now from pushing us onto a 3rd map. Not bad if we get that. Maybe we can get some more reasonable Counter-Strike
What is the 3rd map? Isn't the reasonable map?
That's a good question.
Overpass.
Oh.
Okay, that's a map where you kind of have to play more together as a team, or you get extremely punished for it.
Yeah, degster might just farm if this is the kind of CS we're seeing.
He's definitely performing right now, so
Yep.
if it carries on to overpass, I think it's definitely in the favor of OG.
That's pretty scary for NiP, given that this is what they're working with. This
Look
is
at degster, speaking of which. He is pushed all the way down that A ramp.
Oh yeah.
He wants money for his op.
Can't blame him.
16 kills on him, and NiP don't even know this is happening. I mean, they do only have Glocks, so maybe it's not the end of the world if they all get swiped out. But yeah, it's just cool to see him take some initiative and try and do a little bit of work. He is now going in the middle, but he's going to miss them by a second. Oh, it might be all for nothing here. That's a shame for degster, at least. Good for OG.
Yeah, at that point you're happy if you just ran in the 2 M4s as a NiP, you know,
Yeah.
not just like MP9 just farms everyone at Edward there.
All right. Well, degster actually finds an op regardless. So he's going to have that for the next round. That might be a little bit surprising for NiP. I'm not sure if they're going to expect him to have upgraded right then and there.
Well, we've got the AKs out. They have some utility on the T side, and pretty standard mid-control coming out. No real push from underpass happening yet. That could have been dangerous, though, and Aleksib is expecting for there to be more grenades coming his way, but you can't really extinguish the HEs. There it is. All right, good read on him, but he's still at least going to have to cool it for a while and just wait there.
That's really good harassment. I mean, you would almost wish NiP would do anything like that on their CD side. I mean, it's nice to see that OG already has a plan on their first gun round.
Yeah, this is looking really good for OG, just off of the back of the premise of what this round was built on.
Yeah, and now they're back putting a little bit of pressure on the hallways here. Same crew of people, sort of having more of a presence on the map than just any one particular spot. For the rest of it, though, they are playing it a little bit more cooler. Flames, wow.
What a push.
I take it back.
I mean, the risk to really just walk out connector behind the smoke and just walk in another pass when you knew someone was upper B, you knew someone was top mid, that takes a lot of risk for your team, and it's going to pay off here.
Yeah, it's shaping up really nicely for him because now Fiku is able to rotate on over. This should be a pretty heavy A lean for OG. This is going to be pretty miraculous if NiP are able to still breach this bomb site successfully.
surely it would have to be Config also showing up from the middle at some point to help out, because it feels like they should work. Although it's a good start with Nico going down, Hetrick on the kill, about 20 seconds left. Config, he's a little bit early here, and he's going to get shot at the back. Not sure if anyone was on the catwalk on the other side, so now they're in trouble once again here for the NiP side. Bomb being attempted now, but that long flank that's been taken all round for Flames, he's at least going to get that one. Now 1 versus 4 as Degster gets the kill. Rez inside of the smoke, and they know it as well. No hiding this time. Okay.
Well, don't expect Rez to do too much here, and NEOFRAG hunts him down. 4 alive for OG right there. I want to just give props to Flames right there for that push, actually. This is something that when he first came to OG was so impressive about him that even though he was kind of a rookie on the roster, he was asking for all these flashes. I remember very vividly when he was playing B site with Aleksib, I think. It was just flash after flash, retake top banana, always making sure that they're staying proactive, and I think he's just continuing that. And his growth has been pretty fun to watch as a player overall.
I think the whole round that OG put together there was solid. I mean, they put so much aggression off short against Aleksib in top mid, and they immediately go back and put aggression together up or B to make the guy scared. And I guess Flames realized he must have enough room. If this guy is actually low top mid, then he's not going to be peeking at all, so he has free room to just walk in under.
Is this a fisheye lens? What's going on? Oh, okay. I was like, why did that look so weird? Okay.
They just warped Rug over no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, overall, just strong read and play from OG.
I mean, I guess, you know, we've been criticizing NiP throughout a lot of this in general, and we've also been making some of the excuses that you can make about the roster changes and the general sort of like discontinuous run that they've been on. But I mean, that also obviously also will affect the map pool. It has to, right? So maybe it's not too shocking that they also look like they don't maybe know what they're doing on this map so far. It's been a little bit crazy.
Have you guys talked about the fact that Aleksib, though, has like been picking Vertigo, even though he didn't even play that with his last 2 rosters? He just suddenly, like, he barely played it with G2. He did not play it with OG at all, and now suddenly it's their first pick in all these series. I think it's just so strange how they're changing things up, and it wasn't really an NiP map before either. And okay, that's a huge punish. Okay, NiP might be able to just steal one right here. In fact, they should, unless Degster makes a magical hero play.
I mean, he has info on 1 player at least, so if he uses HE there, it could be a free entry into the bomb site. Oh, what a solid boost. Now they should go for this for sure. I mean, they have good nades to retake.
NeoFrag shown up. Smoke is there. See when it fades. Got to be careful. Tech9 on the other side, and in fact, the second player as well. NeoFrag tries to get the walkthrough, but Brollan is there to catch him. Degster gets 1 more. They might still have a shot at it here. They do have a kit on Flames, so it's not out of the question. He's going to go straight for it, just trying to defuse right in front, but with that kill, it should be the end of it. Degster is going to make a run for it. That's not that far from being a retake, but it will be NiP.
What'd you think of the push through the smoke twist? Should have waited,
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah,
I think he heard the player in Edward start panicking because he got mollied out. So I think he heard movement, and he assumed that if there is 1 player short, he would be there. So it makes sense that there's not another person behind the smoke.
You call Edward get right Edward?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
both legends in 1.6, so
right, sure.
That's fine, I guess.
Did you always call it Edward?
In phase, yeah.
Phase, yes.
In liquid, it was get right.
Surely, yeah.
Some of those names really do go back a long way, don't they? There's a Delpan on this map too.
Why is there a Delpan on this map? Like, I think people have been calling the bench Delpan, which to me makes no sense at all. Isn't that just Sponge? I think it's just Sponge says, oh, this is Delpan. This is Delpan. Yeah. Oh, okay. There was a player that died bench one time, and I thought he said Delpan. I was like, what? That threw me off entirely.
Let's just make, well, we can just lie about Sponge, it's fine. He's not here.
Yeah,
so
sure, yeah.
We can do it. We're writing the narrative.
I thought you were saying the bench was named Sponge.
No.
I thought that's what you were getting at there. And I was like, that's kind of mean.
Oh. No, what should we call that? You just call it bench. I mean, like, it doesn't...
But there's a bench at B.
That's true.
There's also a bench at A.
There's a lot of benches on this map.
Oh, look at this flank.
How did he even get here?
He just walked the whole way.
What is he waiting for?
Come on.
Just go for it.
Oh my god! I almost couldn't hold my breath any longer. I think he's waiting for a triple. How greedy can he be?
What is it? The lineup's already good.
Just win the round.
It's like waiting for it to become a bad situation.
Yeah, imagine the suspense and then something goes wrong and
yeah. Oh, someone rotates over. Yeah.
Oh, maybe he was thinking about that. Like as he was aiming, he was like, "What if I just fuck this up really bad right now?"
What's the worst thing that could happen right now?
But to be honest, aren't those always kind of the fights you actually do end up screwing up, where like you transfer a little bit too soon, like you spray one of them and you're like, oh, he's dead, don't worry, and then you go on to the next and it's like, no.
I don't think
you don't spray there. You definitely want to line up the headshot so it's as fast as possible.
Yeah, Twist can't relate to that, Anders. Just us mortals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm obviously it's like a complete amateur. It feels like those are actually the situations I'm more scared of, because I know I'm supposed to like do really well. Whereas if I just straight up lose a fight against somebody in the middle, I'm like, oh, okay, well, he was just better. All right, it's cool. Don't worry about it, you know. But those ones they hurt so much. Just nice.
A whole 3 seconds to decide to kill them both.
He got boosted window, right? He didn't just walk up con in the jungle and just...
Yeah, I think he was boosted, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, in a 4v5, that does not make any sense.
He did the Hampus.
That's good. I feel like they definitely need that now that Hampus is not there. I think he was a very important player for them on pretty much every map, because he was the one player that was willing to do those type of plays.
Yeah, like a playmaker, right? Like
yeah, exactly. Like, you can say that Brollan is a playmaker, but I think Brollan, you have to set up to be a playmaker. I think Hampus was like, in his own mind, like he already knew how teams were moving around on the map, and he could, you know, walk through a connector smoke and flank people, or find a gap up short and walk into B.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's crafty.
Also made it really fun to watch. It's just very interesting to see him do those kind of things. But yeah, he's out for the moment, so it's going to be NEOFRAG and degster on a bit of a duo mission to try and take that A-ramp control. Brollan, though, is looking for their tiny toes on the other side.
Yeah, Hampus is just such a hard player to replace, because he's like an art with finesse. Just seems like brainier about
with
the
FNS or
yeah, 40 chess FNS. Galactic brain.
It was weird because I always thought Hampus had the ability to actually like carry games on his own, and even when he was like the IGL, I thought that was like possible. I just think he had a different approach than say like a Blame F when he was IGLing. I think Hampus really wants to put himself in the game, but in a smart way while like calling.
He wanted to open rounds a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the team would have been great with him secondary calling still and being proactive. It's unfortunate that, you know, he had to take a break.
Yeah, I started at some point calling him the most impactful player in Sweden. I still think that's probably true. You know, the level that he exited at. So.
I mean, to be fair, he probably is Sweden's best player. Still, I would say.
Nico gets wiped out. So far, so good for NiP. Gotta be careful about degster, though. He's back here battling with the AWP. If he would have got a kill, maybe there would have been a way. But look at how low they all are. Maybe NEOFRAG. It's tempting, isn't it? You got the kit. You're maybe with a little bit of a surprise. They might not know just yet. The Brollan is looking. And the crosshair's perfectly placed. It's NiP to pick up another round, 9-12.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen Stewie hit a triple spray from that spot. Similar situation. But
if only degster knew how low all the players were. If he just pulled out a pistol and triple killed on the site.
Damn.
Yeah, they made that one really competitive in terms of HP. But with 3 alive for NiP, the cash is actually ballooning for them. They're looking pretty healthy overall. And no op for degster in this round.
He's been very proactive even with the rifle, so I think it's fine when he's doing that. But if he doesn't have the op and he's playing passive, and I think it's a different story for OG. I think they suffer a lot.
Okay, a little bit of a default to start things off here. Where's your favorite place to default on this map, Twist?
On T side?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just under player, B-apps player. I think it's my preferred role for sure. I can kind of choose how I play. If I want to be the first player to take mid control, sometimes I don't even have to be underpass. I can just be the 4th top mid player. I can be in B-apps if I want to be. I can be the 2nd A player. So I have a lot of space on this map to do things.
taken them a fair bit more time. It sort of looked like NiP were expecting that maybe OG would do something. You know, once you tick past the minute mark or something, that maybe there would be some sort of CT regression in middle, but they haven't really found it yet. Instead, they walk right around the corner with no flashbangs or no nothing, and Nico is picking them apart at the moment. That is expensive,
Perfect
and then
setup.
degster is there. You're absolutely right. What a mind game. You're not expecting a second player.
No, no way. I mean, I already knew it was going to be good when no player was in position to... Wow. Now you've given an op.
Oh, yeah. Rough there.
When I saw them 3 walking up short and Nico just holding a pretty good off angle,
Yeah.
I knew it was a good situation for them.
What does it feel like on a team when you do what NiP just did, where you you burn, you know, maybe 40 seconds off your own clock, and you don't get... I mean, obviously, if they eventually flash their win in the middle and you get like a fight that you were expecting, and you know maybe you could do something there, but if you don't get it, I mean, it sort of feels a little bit deflating. You're like, oh, okay, well, now what? Like, now we have to pick up the round only with 40 seconds less than when we started.
I mean, watching that round, what info do you even have on T-side?
Yeah.
You have no info. Like, sure, you're just walking up short, but a lot of teams don't break the window event and play 3-2. It's not uncommon. So even in that situation, they have no information, right?
Well, that'll help him out. Config, early pick towards middle. And once again, NiP finding that space. Looks like they'll slot Rez pretty easily into window. Oh, that's a freebie right there. NEOFRAG doesn't have his gun out. Might even be another for Rez. Oh, second kill onto Flames. This is huge for them, and the remaining OG players are leaning on the B side right now. Should be a free path for the bomb. In fact, OG, they might just choose to save right now.
Back in the original sort of Golden 5 era, when I think Neo was calling for one of those lineups at one point in time, when they would play this map, they'd sometimes actually put Neo in that ladder room over next to the window, and they would almost call the entire strat around him, just like pivoting around him, depending on whatever he was listening for, whatever he was hearing or seeing, or whatever it was. Is there a version of that still happens, where you can still get somebody in some of those sort of core positions and just play the whole round around that one player?
I think it's very possible, but it has to be more structured from the game, beginning of the round. Say you throw, like, we call that smoke LG, the LG smoke that's like on short, and like you can run up short with it.
Right, yeah.
Gap on the right. When you make a strat like that and you get in the ladder early and you wait like say 30 seconds or so and you fake A and you're the ladder player and you can hear all the rotations happening from like B, then I think there's room to make a play off of that. But I think in the current meta it's not so possible, because I think at some point you might get cleared because a team doesn't want to retake without knowing if mid is safe or not. I think it's a strong position for Fakeso if you get there early.
Yeah, early and without them knowing. It is kind of accomplishing.
It's very hard to have both.
Yeah, I could see. Man, 10-13. Again, like, it felt like OG were primed to set up. They won the pistol here at the start of the second half. Won the next 2 rounds, so they had like a pretty good lead going into it. But NiP are kind of fighting their way back right now. OG, they're also running out of money. They have some rifles here, but they're not going to have very much more. This is starting to get a little bit ugly. And again, just to remind everyone, it's an elimination game here. So if you don't have the space for this, if you're OG especially, you lost the first map, you have to do this.
This is where degster shines, though. When he's got that solo op, when he knows he has to make a hero play. I feel like I see him multi-frag on these kinds of rounds more than he does on normal ones.
I think if you can do it with a scout, I think you can definitely do it with an op.
Exactly. How many kills is he going to get this round, Twist? I'm saying 2.
That's a rough one. 2? I'm going to say 3.
Oh, taking the over. All right.
That's not a good start.
Oh, gosh.
I'll take it back.
Oh, no.
Maybe I go back in again.
Yeah, I'm back, baby.
Oh, good flashbang, but they do just duck into the corner.
What is going on? Why is everybody jumping?
You got 1, okay? We're halfway there from you.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, if you're just joining, this is the kind of Counter-Strike we've been watching a fair bit of.
These, like, microcosms of just chaotic Counter-Strike.
It just looks like, I don't know, the animated movie. Like, Brollan is jumping back and forth and Parman's banging the shots.
It's so strange.
Do you know, as a team, when this kind of Counter-Strike happens, do you know it when you're in the middle of it? Like, do you realize,
I'm not going to lie, I feel like this does not happen to my team.
Yeah, when is the last time you felt this?
Like, I feel like even when we're playing at 50%, does not happen to my team.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, they're going underpass.
Because I wonder sometimes, like, I could imagine a world in which you, like, it's hard to zoom out that much from the game and kind of like see, wait a minute, like this is super crazy.
Yeah, I'm not thinking, how bad does this look on stream right now?
I hope not.
I don't think anybody ever thinks that.
I hope not. Oh man. Well,
Dexter's got to push or else I'm wrong, and you're right.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
and
the
I don't
two.
think he's going to push.
No, he knows what he needs to do to win this one. Although, there's a chance for him to... Oh, okay, no. There's just no way. There's just no way. Oh, Flames is pushing, though.
Next time you guys have to put like something on, you should sort of bet,
That's me money, right?
Yeah. Maybe like a paid restaurant visit to one of Maui's places.
Possible.
A podcast appearance.
Podcast appearance.
Yeah, you
all
got
right.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to follow up NAF.
Only getting Canadians on?
Yeah, it's been my thing now. They're just nicer.
And better at Counter-Strike, too.
Actually, NAF said some mean things on that pod.
Mean? To you, or what?
About the
About EG for sure.
Yeah. You said it, not me. Yeah. Okay.
Man.
Interesting start to that one. 14-10 though. Final timeout being taken by NiP. I'd love to know what DJL is saying right now. Let's just go back to mid control. Like, that's been working. What do you think he's saying, Twist?
Avoid Dexter at all costs.
Yeah. Play avoid Degster. Yeah.
Find Dexter, go to the other side.
Okay. I think that's a valid strategy right now.
Honestly, I think they should keep trying to get res and window because it seems like a great success for them, and it seems like it's a weak point for OG at the moment.
Yeah. I've seen that system develop over this half. It's been looking good for them. And it seems like they can do it relatively cleanly without taking too many casualties.
Well, he's at A at the moment, so he's definitely not getting boosted in window.
Nope.
Oh, Dexter's ready. You said avoid him. They didn't.
No, they found him.
They found him.
Config found him again.
And he just switched to the op and took him out. Okay. Config found a leg shot onto Flames. This is pretty scary, actually, for Flames, but... Oh, Brollan finding that peak. Okay, this is great to see from Brollan. He's taking some initiative here, although it looks like Nico is going to find him. What is that?
Wow,
oh, no way!
Got the HE.
Triple kill for Brollan. Now looking to close it out. At least he finds information on the last player, but the bomb is in spawn for NiP. Does look like one of their players is going to be able to find some space towards that B site. Should be able to clear it out in config. And that means this is a very tough retake for Fiku.
Hardest job for Config now is just stand still, isn't it? That's not what he does.
Yeah, but if you're Fiku, you kind of expect that if they're going B, there must be a player that could have found the gap already, right?
Wow, he didn't even hard clear the door.
No, he's
See if
zoned
he
in.
checks bench.
He's moving.
He's definitely not clearing it now.
Oh. Mission accomplished. It's a kill for Config. Brollan though with a triple.
You see when Config legged this guy under con? He
Yeah.
ran out Tomu Glock spamming. He literally just swung out Tomu.
He's so crazy. Oh.
Config is the Danish freakazoid to me.
Oh man, that's sick.
Oh man, I mean, Brollan there was...
He won them the round for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see from your typical Palace player. Just recognizing there's a weakness, a 1v1 on the bomb site, going for the swing.
Holy.
Oh my. Good
He deserved that.
I feel like I had a good analogy the other day. Config plays Counter-Strike like people were investing in the crypto in the early 2020s, like mid-2020s.
He's really all in.
Yeah, just sending it.
He's like
Totally shipped it.
There is no downside. I can't lose this upcoming fight. There's no way. He's like,
Do you think he plays poker?
I sure hope not. It's like risk versus reward. Like what risk? I can only see the reward side.
This is a little bit worrying for NiP. They spotted Dexter early on towards Palace, and now he's made his way to B, and it does seem like NiP is still trying to suss out what's going on exactly. This should be a freebie for Brollan. Oh, right, when he swings away. Okay, actually, OG, they're boxing NiP in now, in some ways.
It's very awkward, because they don't really, they don't have the rifles or the utility or really anything, but if they can find maybe one more kill, then it still could be doable. Flames, it's also in a weird position, but only with the USP. He should surely be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, the low HP player is coming back to him, but yeah, Brollan finds the frag anyway.
All right. It's 12-14.
Aleksib, yeah. Aleksib really bailed them out at that time. If he didn't find the entrance into A, it kind of felt like NiP thought they were playing against like 8 players.
Yeah, that was pretty worrying for NiP, but they successfully avoided degster, which you've said is the prime strategy in this game.
I feel like that almost has to feel like a little bit of a defeat if you're like, wow, we just have to, we have to concede the fact that if we run into him, we might just lose. So let's just try.
Well, they don't have a solution for him, they didn't it didn't seem like they prepped for this or they have a way to neutralize him.
Yeah. Although he is just also one of those AWPers that can be very hard to neutralize. I feel like even if you're throwing smokes and molotovs at him, it's still possible that he's going to try and fight around.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, in terms of the scoreboard, he is 26-12, which is quite a bit ahead of everybody else. So yeah, he's doing a lot.
He's definitely the win condition for OG. It's definitely like in their current situation without Nexa. Team needs him more than ever.
Yeah, it feels like Flames has been making some pretty solid macro moves, but he's sitting at 13-15 himself, so it's not actually resulting in statistical output, unfortunately.
He still has the same confident playstyle,
Yeah.
He's still pushing for things even though he's not having the best game.
Oh, this is aggressive beyond belief. He actually kept on jumping up, really trusting his teammate, I suppose, to put in that smoke, but I mean, that's still pretty risky. I like it, but it didn't get the kill that he wanted.
Okay, they've just slotted degster actually at B by himself, but they're playing a very heavy A lean. And so this is a great way to set up right now if you're OG. Just leave your AWPer who's always good for 2 on one side, and everybody else just don't let go of A.
Yeah, I think this is what NiP was trying to do on their CD side with Headtrick, but they just didn't seem so cohesive in the mid area together.
Yeah, less successful results.
Yeah.
We had one of these rounds earlier where NiP, waited so there's 40 seconds left, and then they kind of tried to do something in middle, and there was didn't seem like there was a great follow-up. So you got to hope that they don't have that much utility, but you want to see if they have middle, that they at least use that as a staging area to execute into, like, just more than just walking around the corner, right?
Yeah. Great info gathering from Fiku, not overstepping. He just wants to bail the shot from Brollan, and now if this player's in Palace, you can probably safe assume there's going to be players in Con soon.
Wow.
Boom.
This was well constructed.
How much do we credit Fiku with some of the resulting, like the timing of the flashbang there?
I mean, I think his overall info helps Flames decide if he wants to go through the connector smoke or not. But because there's players in Palace at 35 seconds, it's probably safe to say that they want to end A, or else his Palace player is nowhere. He's not active in the round if they're ending B. Usually the player will be in Palace if you plan to end A from the start of the round.
Right. Well, this is as a very, very convincing round. Puts OG at 15. Which means they're 1 round away from getting us onto the 3rd map, which would be Overpass.
Yeah, I think OG have really stepped it up. In terms of their CT communication, it's looked a lot better than what we caught from NiP in that first half. If I have to bet on it.
That round was one of the few rounds where I feel like we could all look at it and say, that looked like some real Counter-Strike. Like some real coordination, you know?
From both sides, I would say.
Yeah, even Rez forcing degster off there. Okay. Wow. 1 for 1.
That's unbelievable. What a quick shot from Aleksib, to be honest, but a great return as well. Convict taking down Flames. NEOFRAG has the bomb on the ramp, so that's a little bit disastrous. 2 versus 3 as degster goes down. NEOFRAG's come out through the smoke again, and Convict is trying to hunt him down. He'll get him for the smoke. It's Fiku now in a 1 versus 2 to try and end this. If not, they risk letting NiP back in the game. They don't have that much cash. They can buy the next round OG, but after that, they're going to be in a really, really weird position. And look at NiP. They have a minute to just let him boil in this position. This is awful. What kind of choices do you make if you're Fiku here? How do you know what the right choice is?
I don't know, but I just had a funny thought if he threw a smoke at B and just held A. I think they're in a situation in this game where NiP would actually just say, he smoked B, let's go A.
It could.
It's very hindsight, though. If you're Fiku, you do exactly what he's doing right now. You stay in the center of the map, so if they go B, you can rotate the B. If they go A, you can rotate A.
Oh, no.
What a risky plant.
Yep. Unbelievably risky. Could have very well cost them the map right here. Rez on the other side. He still has about 20 seconds. Smoke's going to be fading, but that doesn't really matter so much. Fiku, not quite sure. You want to make sure he doesn't escape from back there.
Yeah, he hasn't trapped. He knows exactly where he is.
Oof.
Now he really knows.
There is a kit and there is a smoke, but with that bomb plant, not going to be easy to go for a full-on defuse. That smoke is maybe a little bit shallow even. Oh!
Wow.
Rez, he's got some eyes on him. Good double. And NiP take a step closer to overtime.
It was like Rez was completely ready for that.
Yeah.
Just instantly headshotted him twice through the box.
The 2v1 looks so, like, not confident, though. Like, smoking and panicking and planning inside the smoke. It doesn't seem like they're fully aware of where he could be at all.
No.
Kind of just want Config to go default, your teammate holds him, and then we both play together.
Yeah. Just plant default, triple. Just something that takes away at least some angles from him. Okay, Hero M4 for Flames. They've used this boost before. This time it pays off. Kill on a config. The spray is there, and Rez is able to take him down, but NeoFrag is able to retrieve the rifle. Hightails it out of there. 4 versus 4 now.
This exact same situation happened like 6 or 7 rounds ago. I just had like deja vu.
Yeah.
Config died the exact same way, to the exact same boost.
Good. I mean, it might be hard to win a whole map on tricks like that, but it's kind of cool to have something up your sleeve.
Yeah, it's important to do something when you have one of the only guns in the round. You have to be proactive. That boost is way better than just boosting bricks over and over again.
Well, that's a great flash, though, and Aleksib taking down Fiku. Double kill to enter the site. They don't seem to know... Okay, never mind. Rez making sure that no stone is left unturned, and now NeoFrag just holding on to that M4. Be probably pretty nice to take this into round number 30.
Yep.
Even though Flames has pretty good loss bonus at this point, you could still be a little bit more confident with your purchase, just making sure you get every single nade if you take this into the next one. Oh, actually, their loss bonus is not good. It's actually 1,900.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, yeah, he has to keep that then.
Yeah, rifle's important all of a sudden. 30th round. We're going to be seeing all of it here. Good headshot. That'll save the gun for himself.
I mean, it's mainly important so Flames can have a gun next round.
Yeah.
Because he won't have one if NeoFrag died there.
Got to stop running at some point soon, or he's going to be running into head trick. All right, looks like he'll be fine. Good job. Round number 30 coming up.
Okay, Twist, podcast appearance on the line. Are NiP sending this to overtime?
God, podcast appearance on the line. Nah, I think OG closes it right here.
Okay, I gotta take the other.
All right, damn. It's getting serious now.
I mean, degster has up, so I'm liking my chances.
Yeah, 27 kills on him.
Yeah, he's been a beast, but actually, NiP have done a really good job avoiding him or minimizing his impact in the last handful of rounds. I feel like he's been sitting at 25 kills for maybe the last 5 or so rounds.
Maybe like... I mean, how's the soundproofing for the coach headsets? Like, do you think they could hear us?
No.
It's not broadcasted out. It's just...
Yeah, no. I mean, maybe he has really insane hearing.
Oh.
Just super hearing. That would be impressive. That'd be a skill to have.
Yeah, that would be the nastiest coach ever, actually. But only useful once you get to LAN.
Yeah, exactly.
Flames, just a gap. He's going to set up a smoke, but they were boosting to try and look for somebody at the bottom of connector. Not going to be able to find anyone there. And otherwise, they're spread out. Brollan's covering one side. Rez is covering over the B hallways. See what NiP do with this mid portion of the map.
Taking it pretty cleanly so far. Pretty spread out defense from OG.
What I don't like is degster is not in an actual position to utilize op right now. He's caught in between B and window, and he was staying there for a bit too long.
And this is almost the most standard round of Mirage CT side I've seen from OG, because they're just going to have him slot into toll booth and then move that guy into bottom palace or under balk. And this is just really vanilla from OG, but they switch things up with a flash through. Config ready for it this time. Can't fool him twice with that play. Flames trying to dip from the same well.
It also gave them info that degster's here because of the flash assist.
Yeah, degster has to play aggressively because otherwise NeoFrag's probably dead anyway, and he does. Sick play coming out. A double kill for him, and he does almost get that one. He maybe had the chance, but Headtrick's going to take one more. He leaves it into a 2-on-2. The spray is wild. Headtrick with the last one. We're going to overtime.
Oh my god. I thought degster did enough there, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, what a multi-frag from him, but just getting it over the line is NiP. Wow.
I really think he had to be aggressive like that, because NeoFrag, if you're in shadow like that and they're coming up for connector, it just looks like one of the most miserable positions to hold, because there's no cover back there, right? You're just going to get wall banged down, so that was
definitely made the right decision.
It worked, almost. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Okay. Early mid fight between Flames and Config. Flames spots another player out, though, at top mid. degster is here to support him. This is so tricky, but Rez is ready for it. What a blinder of a shot.
God damn.
But still 1-for-1, and now 4 versus 4 situation. Lots of blows exchanged. And it's pretty difficult to see who's coming out on top of this one, because NiP, they don't even have mid control even with that frag.
Yeah, Aleksib was completely scared. He had the advantage on both players. I guess he just didn't want to take the duel.
This game hasn't been too kind to him. 12 and 23.
The rest of NiP, though, are playing pretty well at the moment, which is nice to see. 4-on-4 in the round. Brollan is still all the way over in that A palace, so maybe that's what's pulling them back towards the A bomb site itself. Whoa. Nico finding himself in a very awkward position.
It was going to be a triple push though, from short. Now Flames, he wants to go back. Wow, okay, this is incredibly bold from OG to commit to this play, even though the first player was punished. Now Brollan looking for something here. NeoFrag should be able to take him down, but oh my goodness, no! Nothing going right for OG in that round. And the first round of overtime goes the way of NiP. That's hard to stomach.
The last kill of the round.
The last kill, mostly, actually.
Yeah.
Well, that 3-man push, it kind of isn't the 3-man push, though. It looked
kind
like
of
they were...
bait your teammate, and
this is,
the other two go together.
That's kind of how NiP looked in the very first half, where it's kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out on making a play like that. And then they just commit to it after it fails even.
If they all three show up and they pop flash their way in the middle and swing for it like a 3-man, then maybe it would be pretty sick. It would be like, all right,
yeah.
cool.
Must have been a huge relief knowing degster was dead, though, from beginning of the round. It just gave them much more confidence to walk out mid freely.
Yeah. Oh. Big kill from Rez, but NeoFrag's there for the trade. The OG defense is fairly segmented, 2 on each bomb site right now, and so if NiP just play the numbers game, this should be good for them.
Would you be able to tell anything from behind that? You know that there's an early double push towards the ramp on the CT side. Does that tell you anything about the rest of the defense?
It tells you that they're not playing mid.
Right.
That's basically all you can get from that. That's really the only info. I mean, unless they, made us some sick call, hoping that the ramp players go 1-for-1 and they're stacked at A, and the other two players can just chill and hope that the T's come into them in the site. Yeah. But other than that, I think the double ramp push and the 1-for-1 trade isn't that good for the CTs, and it just tells the T's that you don't have mid control.
Oh, this is a play from NeoFrag, though.
Yeah, OG were just a little bit more proactive, quicker in this one, and it looks like they're setting themselves up really nicely to close this one out. Smoke will be for the window, and Fiku on the defense. Aleksib with his knife out, but Config's there for a beautiful trade, but Nico is lying in wait right there at the bench. No one is checking this spot out. He finds the first kill. Cavalry is on its way, but still managing to stay alive, and Config finally dispatches him. Now degster has to be the hero here. 1 versus 2, jumping right through the window, and there's a player right there sitting in that smoke. Headtrick is right on the other side of it. Who's going to get the better of whom? degster is peeking right up to it. This is so tense, so close. And degster, he has to know, but Config, oh, right there for the flank. Beautiful play. And that's going to be another round in overtime for NiP. 17 on the board.
Headtrick waited in the B apps for NeoFrag that was coming. He obviously didn't know, but he just wanted to spend an extra second looking, and that's how NeoFrag's flank. That otherwise, that looked like that should have been the thing that won the whole thing, right? That should have been the round, this move right here.
It's really holding TV.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah, but obviously config on the bomb side itself was also quite a big factor. 17 to 15. That's devastating. OG, they had the right call. They had all the information. They knew everything that was coming, and they still couldn't hold the bomb side.
What do you think of the way that he played that 2v1, though, just winging all the way out?
I think it's hard as an offer to position yourself correctly and be equally as aggressive.
I mean config, sorry.
Oh, config? I think he took the necessary risk. I mean, his teammates hiding inside of a smoke. And I think he had a good idea that degster would be out already. I think that's why he played it like that.
Okay. Good insight.
Fiku and NEOFRAG could be in a bit of a weird position right now. If they bounce a Molotov off, then they're going to be potentially a little bit busy. All right, NEOFRAG's reposition a little bit.
There was a misfire there. I think one of these players shot off. I think it was Fiku.
Okay. Mutiny in the ranks. Here comes the Molotov. Oh, and one bouncing underneath. Fiku's on top. It's a good spray for him. And they're going to get a kill with degster as well, lining up one with the AWP, Hetrick and Brollan left. And it's a 2-on-4.
Yeah, Hetrick trying to find a way back into this one. Just walking on forward with the op. Might be presented an opportunity with this player at default, but he has so many angles to clear. He's got to be looking the right way. Might get timing. No, actually finds the kill onto NEOFRAG. I don't think they suspect Nico there at Tollbooth, though, so this could be the ace in the hole for OG. If NiP decide to plant default, it is going to be really tough for them to get that one down. And on top of that, there is a flank coming about. Flames making the proactive play. Nico goes, he strikes, finds the timing, 14 seconds left. Brollan, no way he should be able to take this one, and degster will put him down. A single round, but a necessary one for OG as they find a 16th here.
That's a good recovery. They needed that. They've won 1 out of 3 rounds in overtime so far, so they're still in trouble, right? 2 more rounds for NiP, and they send OG out of the tournament. Wow, it still feels super chaotic, right?
Yeah.
We're all agreeing on that.
For sure.
There's...
It's just like, sometimes I just don't know what to say because I don't know what I'm watching.
Well, now, I mean, they've played the first 30 rounds on the, or the 15 rounds, I suppose, in regulation on the T side. Now NiP are back after having played, you know, a little bit of T themselves. Now they're playing the CT side once again. They're curious to see how this will play out. NEOFRAG will start us off. Config goes down. And that's a little bit of a problem for NiP. Rez, though, he's there to swing back. So quick even trade there in the middle. And they're still holding the middle for NiP. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're waiting for any kind of re-aggression there. Playing really passive. Minute, 5 seconds left, and okay, Rez really trying to up the ante here by pushing into underpass. Aleksib still flirting with a fight towards middle. Maybe punished for this because Nico's right there. Okay, no, he actually backs on up, recognizes that the win condition for his team is already deep through B apartments. degster has his eye on this. He's trained in, but I think OG are committed now to going towards A, and the timing is going to work out so well if Rez keeps on pushing forward.
This looks ridiculous. It looks like what happened to the B-bomb side last time, where NiP know everything. Oh my god, that's the bomb back there. Hetrick getting the shot. Rez, he's moving up close to Nico's in the middle, but he just got smoked off, and that means getting your way through here, especially now that Aleksib's using that smoke basically to try and play around. He's going to be walking in behind him. That's a sick play from him. And Brollan's going to be taking down Flames. degster! Oh! He got stabbed in the shins.
Oh. This game is so tense, and you go for the knife there. I mean, you had him boxed in, but that is insulting. Wow. 18 now. 2 chances to put OG away here at ESL Pro League Season 17. NiP with an opportunity to move themselves forward in this lower bracket. But, man, this proactive play from Rez was just exactly what NiP needed. Just something like that to ensure that they were going to find the victory. And now degster, he's had a massive game so far, but it looks like Nico might be the first contact.
It looked like maybe if he'd have kept the gun out, he would have had a shot.
Okay, they're just pressing forward. What?
They've lost
they're just
their
still
minds.
going. What? This is crazy. Okay, they aren't even deploying all the utility you would think is necessary for an A pinch, but it doesn't even seem to matter. They found their way onto the bomb site. Nades are everywhere. I don't know what angles are taken away at this point, but NEOFRAG took a head off right there.
Russell, we're going to need you to analyze this round for us. Can you break it down? Like, try and what are the different tactical pieces that went into this round?
Good luck.
Well, the good part was degster had a plan already to kill the guy CT. He started ramp at the beginning of the round. So that's one thing for sure. The rest of that, yeah, I really have no idea. I mean, Nico thought there was only one way forward for him, so he just kept going. And I guess it was a good thing because this connector player was super... he was getting super scared of every position suddenly. They could be in window. This guy's shooting him from Palace. The con guy is just charging him constantly. Yeah. So I think at that point he knew he was on borrowed time and he kind of just tried to get his utility out.
They've just thrown out the strat book. They're like...
That's what that looked like. I was just able to say how much more alive NiP look in OT, and then that round happens. It's like dismantles them.
Something kind of cool is NEOFRAG is kind of joining degster up there. I think that's why OG is still in this and might push it into double OT at this point in time. I think if NEOFRAG doesn't push the speed of it... Oh! Flashed through.
Good play.
Oh, they're ready to fight.
What is happening?
It's an all-out battle in the middle. And NiP are saying, all right, if you want to fight like this, then we are in.
This is a deathmatch server.
It is. Smokes don't matter.
This is crazy.
A free-for-all in the middle of the map.
This is utter pandemonium.
I mean, Hetrick's basically dead here unless...
Oh, no, he's thinking about it.
He's
got the right idea. He's...
Oh, no! He unscoped! He quick switched to try to get through the vent faster.
Knife out instead. Now it's Aleksib.
Oh, no. And the bomb is already sent to B. Aleksib here playing right in front of the missiles, and this is going to be a near impossible retake. Not only does he have to deal with getting to the bomb, but Fiku is just a landmine along the way.
The small detail there is that after Fiku finds a kill, he actually mollies behind him to bait the fact that there could be more people coming up connector, and he just mollied the rotate off, you know, and he's trying to take side. I think that's what kept Aleksib there that long.
Yeah, and Aleksib's still worried about the potential of anybody in just basically any position. He's checking every corner still. And so he can't really favor his chances in this. And degster is already keyed in on the angle. Should be a freebie. And that will send us to double overtime. And there it is. 18-18, double OT. The high fives are out. degster's amped up. And changing the pace there for OG seemed to be the answer. Just full on sending it towards middle. And I think both teams decided to do that, Anders.
I don't even know what I'm watching. It's so ridiculous. This really is fighting fire with fire.
Yes.
Like, all right,
I like this better, though, than what we were seeing previously.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
It's more fun. It's more exciting.
Oh, it's more together.
Has anyone ever tried to animate the sort of the anime kind of like lightning around degster's arm before he does the slap? Like, I feel like you could do that.
Source 2 will have it.
Source 2 will have better improved slaps.
That's very interesting.
That's just free. Oh. I'm not sure if they know Rez is here. Okay, Fiku's just peeking out anyways. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that's going to find a single kill in OG's direction. And this puts a lot of pressure onto the A defenders. And Nico recognizes that there is some space allotted to him towards middle now. Should be able to make this pinch work out with his Palace players.
Yeah, but he has to get past Config, which he cannot. Otherwise, that probably is the way to get back into the round. If he defeats Config, then all of the pressure is on Rez. All right. It's something to work with at the very least. Rez should be able to get that one. And now it's on degster with 50 seconds. And a 1 versus 3. He's hoping to make it a quick 1-on-2 if they just sort of forget about this position. Ooh, it's close, but he does get spotted. And the smoke is there, and he's going to get instantly shut down. NiP, the one round that they needed in the first overtime, they get it here instead. It's a classic.
This game feels like there's a lot of just opening plays that even if there's counter utility, people aren't canceling. Like, I can't see...
Follow the strat.
Yeah, just follow the strat to your death. And usually I think what's weird about this game is when we normally watch Tier 1 CS, there's a cancel, there's a second plan, a contingency, some other way for there to be the strat layered out, but this game is just send it. Let's go.
Well, degster's in the middle. It definitely has become more exciting. The fighting once again. Oh, he takes down Brollan, and they also to get rid of Config. So, huge victory at the start of the round here for OG. Almost feels like Now it's on NiP to take a bit of a risk to get back in a round like this. And I guess they found the kill in the middle there on NEOFRAG. 3-on-3. Hetrick is on one side, Aleksib's at the B-bomb side, and Rez in the middle. Ooh, okay. Out in the open.
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
I can't tell you why, man.
Yeah, where do you want to go there?
I don't know what his plan is.
Just stay around triple.
Just say CT.
CT, yeah.
The thing is, if he doesn't know either, then how can the enemy know?
That is very true.
Okay.
I mean, he didn't get his kill, but...
I think Aleksib knows where they both are, at least. So there's a chance for him. Okay, takes down degster. He knows exactly where Flames is now. And this bomb, it's planted right in the open, but oh, he faked the sound right there. Beautifully done from Aleksib there. Able to put a 20th on the board for NiP. That was hook, line, and sinker. Flames bit right into that one.
That was delicious. We like to see those kind of plays.
I can always appreciate that.
Oh man, the jump fake. I thought degster had him dead to rights though.
Did degster know he was there? Because it seemed like he wasn't so confident in his positioning.
I don't think they knew for sure.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, it hurts.
Still bringing the high fives though.
Respect.
Double AWP and an AUG on CT side, so enjoying that money at the moment. NiP, they need to get to 22. They're kind of slowly getting there. A step in the right direction. And Config, deep angle into the B hallways. Not going to be seeing anyone just now.
Yeah, the ops are in very forward positions for NiP. I think it's going to give them success this round. I mean, it's something that they haven't done before.
Yeah, they're... Oh,
oops.
Oh.
He seems shocked.
Yeah. Did you know it was going to spread like that?
No, but mollies are also like RNG, and sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
Still actually, is it actually full RNG, or is it about the cone of the last wall that it hit or something like that?
I think it's like pixels. I think pixels decide whether or not it it's like where you're aiming.
Yeah.
Because in theory, if you throw it on like a flat, like if you're just on a football field and you throw a Molotov, it's kind of the cone, like depending on your direction, I think. But then obviously once it bounces off walls, I don't know. I think that's how it works. Anyway.
What a lineup for Rez there. And look at this instant reaction from NiP. They tuck into the ramp. Hetrick's able to find a single kill there, and he's able to put a third on the board in the second overtime. 21-18. NiP will have 3 opportunities to close this series out and send OG out of Pro League.
All out madness. Very hard to really explain what we've been witnessing.
You can't really analyze that. It's just it's the together strat.
It's the together strat. Yeah. Well, let's not try. We're not here to analyze it any longer. Now we're just enjoying it. Now we're part of the madness. Been consumed by it. degster, he's given it all, but Aleksib will start it off. That's an There's nobody at the B bomb site. It is an empty bomb site.
Yeah, that's game winning potentially. Yep, that might be it. Okay, Nico trying to find Aleksib there in the window. Doesn't clear it out completely. Should still be good for the kill though, but this is all a ruse, a distraction as NiP find themselves in a 4-on-4 post plant at B. They still have a couple of mollies too.
Yeah. And that's a very, very deep Molotov that they throw. Look at how it's holding them back by the cash register. They're just so far away from anything. Second Molotov is on Rez, and he's up in the hallways behind it. So if they ever get close enough to try and do this, that's going to be a problem on its own. Hetrick with the kill, a little bit of a lineup, but there's a second player. Brollan is in with the spray, and it's NiP to send OG packing in double OT.
Any final thoughts, Twist? What did we just witness? Good luck.
Yeah, I think in overtime we saw way better Counter-Strike. That's a positive takeaway. I think both teams looked a lot more alive. It looked more competitive. Regulation, I can't tell you what exactly was occurring.
All right. Well, we're gonna try our absolute bestest to bring this one.